Everyone, and welcome to the April meeting of the Cabinet. Please note that the minutes of this meeting will be recorded. Going on to item number 2, or number 1, the minutes from the last meeting. Or everybody in agreement that they're a true record of our meeting? You happy to sign them? Thank you. There's no apologies from today. Now everyone's here. Are there any declarations of interest? No declarations of interest. And item number 4 is the new local plan, agreeing the new publication plan for consultation and submission. I'll now hand you over to Mrs. Roberts to take you through this. Mrs. Roberts.
Thank you, Councillor Lees, and good afternoon, members. The latest iteration of the new local plan for South Staffordshire is now ready for public consultation, and this, as we know, is known as the publication plan. Now, members will recall the Council previously consulted on a publication plan in November and December 2022. However, this has now been superseded by this new document that's now before you for consultation. And this was due to the changes in the National Planning Policy Framework that were set out in December 2023 and the passage of time, meaning that the planning period needs to be extended. The publication plan sets out the planning strategy for our district and the number of houses the council is proposing to plan for through the local plan and allocates such sites. The local plan for consultation also includes proposals to address employment land and land for gypsy and traveller needs. Now, this consultation document is the final consultation document in this plan process, and it is the plan that the Council intends to submit to the Secretary of State for examination in early 2025. The plan sets out the policies covering a wide variety of themes, including infrastructure delivery, climate change mitigation, housing type and tenure, economic development, and of course, protecting the natural and built environment. By way of history, members, we will be aware that the Council has been preparing this local plan since 2018, and the publication document is a 5th consultation that's set out in this emerging South Staffordshire local plan, following the first publication plan consultation, as we set out earlier, in November 2022. Over 40 workshops with members have been undertaken to discuss site options and policy directions over that time. The new publication plan that you see before you is a culmination of these stages of consultation, significant evidence gathering and engagement with our members. Of note to members is that the previous publication consultation took place in November-December and was planning for approximately 10,000 homes. And this included, alongside our own needs, included a 4,000 home contribution of unmet needs of the wider Greater Birmingham Black Country housing market area. This 4,000 home contribution was directly informed by the 2018 Strategic Growth Study recommendations. Now, members, you will recall that back in 2022, the Department for Levelling Up Housing and Communities published a consultation document on the revised national policy framework that included significant proposed changes to Greenbelt policy, which affected our plan. This made it clear that Greenbelt boundaries would not need to be reviewed if it was the only way of meeting housing needs. Given that change, after careful consideration, the Council announced in January 2023 that the plan would be paused to await a revised national planning policy framework and for confirmation of that. We now know that the new NPPF was published in December 2023 and confirming the national position on the Green Belt. So, our new publication plan sets out a revised strategy, and for housing this will mean that the Council will still meet our own needs, but with a reduced dwelling contribution towards unmet needs of the wider housing market. This limits Greenbelt release to only suitable sites in the district's Tier 1 settlements with greatest access to services and facilities within walking distance of the train station and therefore on sustainable locations. Turning to employment land, the Council's emerging economic development needs assessment is showing a need for 62 hectares of employment land to meet our own demands. In addition to the sites already in the pipeline, the Council is proposing within this plan an additional allocation on non-Greenbelt land at junction 13 of the M6. With this, it will see the publication plan proposed to meet our own needs, plus a circa 45 hectares towards unmet needs from the Black Country Functional Economic Area. With regards to gypsies and travellers, the plan allocates 37 pitches, and despite, over time, the increased need, the allocation of 37 remains, alongside a pragmatic policy approach, which is designed to best help address the shortfall. So, subject to agreement by members, it is proposed that the 6-week consultation will start week beginning the 15th of April and run up until the end of May 2024. Communication plan has been prepared to support the consultation so that key messages can be communicated clearly to our communities, and so we can manage responses effectively to get us to the next stage, which of course is submission. The recommendations, Chairman, are set out in the report. Thank you. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Roberts. Are there any questions to Mrs. Roberts on this very comprehensive plan? Right, there's no questions. So the recommendations are at 8.1, 8.2 and 8.3. Are you all happy with those recommendations? Right, thank you very much then. The plan will go forward to consultation. That is the close of the meeting. Thank you all for attending.